another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached into heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even if she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she filled to her double.
But yeah, no, you ladies can go through. It's okay. We don't mind. Go right on through. Thank you. If y'all want some flyers, we got some flyers up here for you guys. This is out here for you. We bring it back black and brown in our community. You know, we try to connect. Bring back black and brown unity in our community. That's what I'm trying to get to. But yeah, let me get the book of Matthew, chapter 1, and let's start at 21. You go ahead and grab me addition to Esther. You're giving me that apocrypha.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus.
Okay, hold on. So this is an angel talking to Joseph, and he's talking to Mary. And he's basically saying, the angel's telling Joseph that Mary's about to have a baby, right? And he's kicking it down to him what's going to happen. He's giving him game.
For he shall save his people from their sins.
See?
Now all this...
It's locked. That's the point right there. It's locked. Right there. So we're going to read that back real quick. Because he said what? Christ said, or the angel said that Christ was going to save what? His people from their sins. Meaning this is possessive. It's a possessive noun, right? Read that again real quick so we get that point into it. We got precept.
This is the book of Matthew 1 and 21. And shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus.
Christ.
For he shall save his people from their sins.
He shall save his people from their sins. He didn't say, if he was supposed to come and save all people from their sins, he'll say all people, but he said his people from their sins. Alright? Because only, contrary to popular belief, only Israel can sin because only Israel was given the law.
That's right.
No other nation was given the law. No other nation could sin besides the homosexual sin and having sex with another man's wife. There's like universal laws that you just can't do. So if say we were to catch another nation doing those types of things, we'd put them to death. It wouldn't matter. It's a universal law. Like say, if we catch another nation sleeping with your wife, we put them to death. There's no blood for blood. We can't go to war for that. They broke our laws. You know what I mean? That's our customs.
This is a precept. This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 71.
What's going on, brother?
That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
We were going to be saved from our enemies in the hand of all that hate us. Who hate white people? Nobody hate white people. Who do they need to be saved from? Everybody loves El Hombre Blanco, right? Everybody loves the white man. Right? Who's you got to be saved from? Nah, people hate black, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
Right.
They hate us. Right? We need to be saved. Alright? The white man, contrary to popular belief, does not need to be saved. This is his land. Everybody loves him. The Chinese love him. It's stolen land. But he conquered it, right? It's his land, according to him.
Technically.
Right?
Technically. Yeah.
It's my land, but you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me get that addition. Baba Kashan.
The book of Additions to Esther, chapter 13 and 13. For I could have been content with good will for the salvation of Israel.
So I'm content with goodwill for the salvation of Israel, right? I'm happy for this, right? Read.
To kiss the soles of his feet.
I would even kiss the soles of his feet. It's Christ, you know what I mean? I'll kiss the soles of Christ's feet for the salvation of Israel. Now go.
Same book, the rest of Esther, chapter 10, verse 9. 13 and 10. For thou hast made heaven and earth, and all the wondrous things under the heaven.
So God has made heaven and earth and all the wondrous things here on earth, because we're under the heaven, right? So let's see what else he's made. He's made an order.
9, saying, O Lord, Lord, the King Almighty, for the whole world is in my power, is in thy power. Right. And if thou hast appointed to save Israel, there is no man that can gainsay thee.
So there's no man that can gainsay the Lord that Israel was appointed to be saved. No other nation was appointed to be saved besides Israel. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, woman, and child. Right? Who else needs to be saved. And what do they need to be saved of? We've been raped, robbed, murdered, downtrodden. We have no land, no business, no ability to stand up for ourselves. We go into the white man's neighborhoods, and they look at us like we're just some niggas and spicks. They call the cops on us. What happens? We go to jail. What happens when we go to jail? We sign the fucking deal. Why do we sign the deal? Because we're trying to get out. We're not educated in their system.
Right.
Let me get Jeremiah 3 and 23, Baba Kasha. Also, let me get Psalms 98 and 3. Right? So that's why we need to come out here and teach our young men and educate them. Educate them in our ways, educate them in the ways of our enemy. Because if he can defend himself against his enemy, then he's set. He's on the path, right? That's why we need to get into this book of the law. So we can stand as men, sharpen our minds, sharpen our temples, sharpen our bodies. Why? Because we need that wisdom. We are the wisest people, but we need to practice that. Right? Wisdom gets dull if you don't sharpen your blade. Yeah, man. All our contact information is right there on that flyer. I'm Lieutenant YHWH. Come up here. You can hit me up, bro. I'll be out here. I'll let you know when we got these functions.
I like the person. Thank you. Because people really do not talk about
So, brother, hey,
Yeah, see, you contact us, man.
I will.
Contact one of your brothers.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Keep learning, brother.
All right, but let's get into it. Who got that Jeremiah 3 for me? Yeah, and I need Psalm 98.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 23. Truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills.
So truly in vain is the salvation of the hills, of the other nations hoped for. Why? Because they don't need salvation. So why are they hoping for it? That's vain. That's a vain ideology. White people hoping they get saved. What do they need to be saved from? This is their planet. This is their nation. This is their country. Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans are downtrodden here day in and day out. We need to be saved.
And from the multitude of mountains, truly in the Lord our God is the salvation of Israel.
Truly in the Lord our God is the salvation of Israel.
God.
Not other nations, not Israel, not white people, not Arab, but Israel, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child. We need to
Right.
Right, is that it on there?
Psalms 98, verse 3. He has remembered his mercy and
So God has remembered his mercy
his truth
and his truth. What is the truth?
towards the house of Israel.
That's the truth towards the house of Israel. What is the truth towards the house of Israel? Go ahead, read.
All of the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God.
So all of the ends of the earth will see the salvation of our God. We've already been saved in the east end from Egypt. And guess what? Now we're going to get saved in the western hemisphere. From where? From spiritual Babylon and Egypt.
That's right.
So the ends of the earth will see the salvation of his people. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
So we should make a joyful noise unto the Lord. We should come out here and cry sigh to the destruction of Babylon. Right? That's a joyful noise to the Lord.
Right.
All the earth make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise.
And that's what's going to happen, man, when we get saved. The salvation gets seen from end to end. When we come out of this second Egypt, man, we're going to sing praises. It's going to be twice as big as the part. All right, so you think this Passover, we're going to have a whole week, you know what I mean, of festivities and whatnot. This next Passover is going to be 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
All right, we're going to double it.
That's right.
Carl, let me get that Isaiah 46 and Isaiah 45.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 46 and 13.
Read.
I bring near my righteousness, it shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry.
So the salvation shall not tarry. His righteousness will never be afar off. Go ahead and read.
And I will place salvation in Zion.
He will place salvation in Zion. Who is Zion? The 12 tribes of Israel. Slide. God.
For Israel, my glory.
For Israel is his glory.
That's right.
Right? Not the white man. Who?
For Israel, my glory.
No, the nations of Ham.
For Israel, my glory.
For Israel is the glory of the Most High God, the black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, woman, and child. We are the glory, the apple of the Most High's eye, according to Scripture. The one pig, the one lily in the garden. What was the garden? The garden is Israel.
No.
You want to read that? I need Isaiah 45:17. Let me get Psalm 14:7.
Some water there.
Isaiah 45:17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
So Israel will be saved in the Lord with the everlasting salvation. Once the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child gets their salvation here on this land, we won't have to come back to negativity. We won't have to come back to our brothers trying to shoot us down over a neighborhood in a block. We won't have to come back to having suffering of crack addiction, meth addiction, heroin addiction. We won't have to see our brothers shoot each other down, right?
That's right.
We're going to be in unity. We're going to love each other. We're going to build each other up like the nation we should be doing.
Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded.
We will no longer be ashamed. We will no longer be drug dealers and pimps. We will no longer be ignorant. We will be confounding you, right? Go ahead and read.
World without end.
We will be a nation without end. No other nation will be able to come upon us,
That's
right?
right.
Because we will be the power.
For this saith the Lord that created the heavens of God himself, that formed the earth and made it, he hath established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord, and there is none else.
So this is the true Lord of God, and he made it to be inhabited. And who was he made it to be inhabited by? Israel, right? Because we need to be over other nations, because obviously they can't be over themselves.
That's right.
The way that they rule, the way that they control other nations. All right, our planet mourn, our earth mourneth when the wicked are in rule. But when the righteous are in rule, the earth rejoice, right? We're not rejoicing right now. Why? Because we're being downtrodden by a wicked nation.
The book of Psalms, chapter 14, verse 7. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion.
So the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion, right? It's a beautiful precept. Go ahead and read.
When the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people.
So when the Lord bringeth back the captivity, meaning taking the black, Hispanic, and Native American man out of this land, taking us out of our servitude. We've been here and serving white people for so damn long, we got comfortable to it, right? We'd rather be out here smoking dope and drinking brews. Oh man, we're not about that. You go ahead, you smoke whatever you want to smoke, I don't give a damn. But you need to come back and listen to this damn law, statutes, and commandments as well. Right? You drink your drink, you do what you do, but you come over here and you get some of this knowledge, right? We got wisdom for brothers. Alright, we got wisdom from older brothers, we got wisdom for younger brothers, whatever you want, we got it. Alright?
Hey, that's right.
Alright? He said, hey, what did the brother Ice-T say? I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga in the alley. That's right, I got the juice, right?
Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad.
So Jacob will rejoice and Israel will be glad. Why will we be glad? Because we'll be saved. We'll be out of hell. All right. I'm going to finish off with this, Psalm 53 and 6. Hey, well, I got another witness to that, but we'll already hold. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out, man. With that, I'm gonna give all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High God, in the name of His only forgotten Son, to the world ignorantly calls Christ, to the Hebrew Israelites of the 12 gates. All right, this is the San Diego sect. I'm ready to go ahead and say death to Babylon and destruction to this place that is wicked Babylon in Egypt called America. Thank you.
That's right. That's right.
Come.
The reason why I shine consistently, I put words together scientifically and create life and energy when I write this biochemistry. Mind so bright that I can get the blind sight when I speak. Let me give you insight up on my life up in these streets. We say we black, we don't know our right identity, cause we was taught and brainwashed by white supremacy, killing each other, but we scared to fight our enemies. We need to remember we brothers and unite to get us free, cause they thrive on our genocide of misery. They tried to make our bloodline a mystery and hide our history, but lies eventually come to light to any eye witnessing, nigga. Revolution.